This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started. Yeah, and I'm just curious, how do you address literacy? Let's say a student is a certain age, but the cognitive level is below that. Do you work at kind of level of functioning or try to incorporate things that feel more age appropriate? How do you do that with literacy?
That was a question that I had a long time when I was initially starting to work with them. And actually, again, this book, I keep talking about it, but I'm telling you guys, if you are interested, check this book out, because the authors, Dr. Karen Erickson and David Copenhaver, actually listed it out. So there is emergent literacy and there is conventional literacy. So that's kind of more of what you need to look at for your students. And they have it broken down so you know whether your student would fit more in the emergent category versus the conventional, whereas conventional is what we were taught in school or what is still being taught. So you're talking alphabetic knowledge, you're talking phonological awareness, independent reading, comprehension, that kind of a thing. But there's also the emergent that happens before that. So I'll read this. There's 4 different sections. There's 4 different questions that you need to answer to find out if your student fits in emergent or if they fit in conventional literacy. And there's also a graphic. I can send you a graphic too that shows it really well in a flow chart that we could put in the show notes if it would work. But you have to know if the student identifies most letters of the alphabet most of the time, if they're interested and engaged during shared reading, if they have a means of communication and interaction, and if they understand that print has meaning. So if you can say yes to all 4 of those, then you need to start with conventional literacy. If you even have one no, which a lot of the times for my students, it's that means of communication and interaction, then you start with emergent. And then once you can say all yeses to all of those, then you can move fully into conventional literacy. And I won't go too far into it, but you can also merge the 2 as you're making that bridge. But that's more of, rather than looking at like any kind of testing or assessments or anything like that, answering those 4 questions is going to give you a better understanding of where you need to start and where you need to focus. And then knowing if you're going to be in the emergent camp or the conventional camp, then you can really finesse it and fine tune down to what areas you really need to focus on to help get them to that conventional stage.
Yeah. And that's great because you're meeting them where they are at. Because I imagine there's been many times, I'm sure I've been guilty of this too, where we are going well above where they're at. And then we're wondering, why aren't they making any progress? Why are they frustrated? Why this? Why that? So I love that gives you just that really concrete, if you can answer this, you need to move to this. I wish everything in life was. Can I just have one of those for every single thing in life?
I know. It would make decision making a lot easier.
Yes, I know. But that is great. So then it also probably helps take off some of that pressure of, okay, well, they're 11. I need to be doing things that are only, but again, instead of focusing on age, it's on where are they at?
Right. And what are their interests?
Yes.
Because even if they're 11 or they're 15 and they really like a certain, music artist.
Yeah.
Well, you can still find emergent reading materials or create your own emergent reading materials or activities where, the music person that they like is going on the literacy walk with them and is walking through and trying to find the letters with them, or you're listening to their music and trying to hear certain things. So there's definitely ways to pull in age respectful and their interests, regardless of whether they are emergent or a conventional literacy learner.